Imagine this. You're sitting in a quiet airport terminal late at night, the world outside shrouded in darkness, the hum of distant engines and the occasional announcement echoing through the empty halls. You watch as travelers, each with their own stories and destinations, move through the terminal, some excited, some anxious, all unaware of what the night might hold. The air is thick with anticipation, and somewhere a plane is preparing for its journey. Out on the tarmac, a massive passenger jet, gleaming under the floodlights, is ready for takeoff. 239 people, families, business travelers, students and crew settle into their seats, stow their bags, and fasten their seat belts. The pilots, calm and professional, run through their final checklists, communicating with the control tower, while flight attendants move down the aisles, offering reassuring smiles. The engines roar to life, and the plane begins its journey down the runway, gathering speed, lifting off into the night sky. Everything appears routine, just another flight among thousands that crisscross the globe every day. But then, something extraordinary happens. As the plane climbs to cruising altitude, air traffic controllers monitor its progress on their glowing radar screens. The blip representing the aircraft moves steadily along its assigned path. Suddenly, without warning, the blip vanishes. One moment, the plane is there, visible, accounted for, communicating as expected. The next, it's gone. No warning, no sign of trouble, no distress call. The controllers stare at their screens in disbelief, checking and rechecking their equipment, hoping it's just a technical glitch. But the silence stretches on. They attempt to make contact, their voices tense, calling out to the flight, but there's no response. The plane has disappeared from radar, as if it had simply ceased to exist. In the hours that follow, confusion turns to alarm. Search and rescue teams are scrambled, their boats and aircraft fanning out over vast stretches of ocean, scanning the endless horizon for any sign of wreckage. At the airport, investigators set up a command center, poring over flight data, weather reports, and communication logs, desperate for answers. Families and friends gather in waiting areas, their faces etched with worry, clinging to hope as news of the missing plane spreads around the world. Reporters descend on the scene, broadcasting live updates, while experts speculate on what could have happened. But as the hours turn into days, the mystery only deepens. There is no crash site, no floating debris, no emergency beacon, no distress signal, nothing at all to indicate what became of the plane or the people on board. It's as if the aircraft and everyone in it have simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind only questions, heartbreak, and a haunting sense of the unknown. The date: March 8th, 2014. The flight: MH370. The airline: Malaysia Airlines. Route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Less than an hour after takeoff, it vanished without a trace. At first everyone thought it had crashed, but something was strange. No debris, no emergency signals, and no clear explanation. Investigations began across multiple countries. Radar data showed the plane changed its route unexpectedly, turning toward the Indian Ocean, and then total silence. No one knows why or what happened next. In the immediate aftermath of the disappearance, the world watched in disbelief as news broke of the missing flight. Within hours, search and rescue teams from across the globe mobilized, converging on the region with a single urgent mission: to find any trace of the vanished aircraft. Countries set aside their differences, united by a shared sense of purpose and the hope of bringing answers to the families waiting in agony. Teams from Australia, China, the United States, Malaysia, and many other nations arrived with specialized equipment, aircraft and ships ready to scour the vast and unforgiving expanse of the southern Indian Ocean. The scale of the operation was unprecedented, involving dozens of ships, hundreds of personnel, and some of the most advanced technology available at the time. Satellite data was analyzed, flight paths reconstructed, and every possible lead was pursued with relentless determination. The search area, however, was immense, stretching across thousands of square miles of open ocean, with depths reaching over 4,000 meters in some places. The challenges were daunting. Unpredictable weather, strong currents, and the sheer remoteness of the suspected crash site made every hour of the search a test of endurance and ingenuity. Despite these obstacles, the international teams pressed on, driven by the hope that even the smallest clue could unlock the mystery of what happened to the flight. In command centers around the world, experts pored over satellite images and radar data, searching for anything that might point to the plane's final location. Advanced sonar equipment was deployed to scan the ocean floor, mapping vast stretches of seabed in painstaking detail. Search coordinators worked around the clock, planning routes for ships and aircraft, constantly updating their strategies as new information emerged. The operation became one of the largest and most complex searches in aviation history, a testament to human determination and the power of international cooperation. Families of the missing passengers and crew clung to hope, watching news reports and waiting for any sign that their loved ones might be found. The world held its breath, united in a collective vigil as the search continued day after day, week after week. Over the years, as the search continued, a few small pieces of debris began to wash up on distant shores. The first significant discovery came when a piece of wing, known as a flaperon, was found on the island of Réunion, off the coast of Africa. This find was a breakthrough, confirming that the aircraft had indeed ended its journey in the southern Indian Ocean. In the months and years that followed, more fragments were discovered along the coastlines of Mozambique, Madagascar, and other parts of eastern Africa. Investigators carefully examined each piece, searching for clues that might reveal what happened in the final moments of the flight. These discoveries brought a measure of closure to some, but for many, they only deepened the mystery. The main wreckage, the fuselage, the black boxes, and the majority of the aircraft remained elusive, hidden somewhere in the vast, uncharted depths of the ocean. For the families of those on board, each new piece of debris brought a mix of hope and heartbreak. Memorials were held around the world as people gathered to remember the missing and to support one another through the long, uncertain wait. The search became more than just a technical challenge. It was a human story, marked by grief, resilience, and the unyielding desire for answers. Investigators, search crews, and volunteers all felt the weight of responsibility, knowing that every effort mattered to those left behind. The world watched as the search evolved, with new technologies and strategies deployed in the hope of finally solving the mystery. Yet despite the tireless efforts of so many, the main wreckage of the aircraft remains missing to this day. The ocean, vast and silent, has kept its secrets well. Search vessels have scanned mile after mile of empty water, their sonar pings echoing through the deep with little to show for it. The horizon stretches endlessly, a reminder of both the scale of the search and the enduring mystery that still haunts the world. As the years pass, the hope of finding definitive answers fades, but the story of the search endures, a testament to the lengths humanity will go in pursuit of truth and the enduring power of hope in the face of the unknown that opened the door to endless theories. Was it a mechanical failure, a hijacking, maybe a military cover-up? Or did the plane end up somewhere secret? More than 10 years later, Flight MH370 remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries ever. And one haunting question is still unanswered. Where is the plane? If this mystery fascinated you, then you're in the right place. Our world is full of stories that defy explanation, events that leave us with more questions than answers, and mysteries that continue to haunt us long after the headlines fade. By subscribing to this channel, you're joining a community of curious minds, truth seekers, and passionate storytellers who are dedicated to uncovering the most compelling true stories from around the globe. Every week, we dive deep into the events that have shaken the world, stories of intrigue, tragedy, and resilience that remind us just how complex and unpredictable life can be. Whether you're a fan of unsolved mysteries, historical enigmas, or modern-day investigations, there's always something here to spark your curiosity and challenge your perspective. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to make sure you never miss an episode, and it helps us continue to bring you the stories that matter. Plus, when you subscribe, you become part of a growing community that values thoughtful discussion, respectful debate, and a shared passion for uncovering the truth. Imagine being the first to know when a new mystery drops, or having the chance to weigh in on which story we should cover next. That's the power of subscribing. It's not just about watching videos. It's about being part of a movement to seek out the truth wherever it may lead. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It might seem like a small gesture, but it actually makes a huge difference. Every like tells the platform that this content is worth sharing, which means more people get to discover these incredible stories. It also lets me know that you appreciate the time, research, and effort that goes into creating each episode. Your support motivates me to keep digging deeper, to find those hidden details and overlooked facts that make each story truly unforgettable. So go ahead, give this video a thumbs up, and help us reach even more curious minds around the world. And while you're at it, why not share this video with a friend or family member who loves a good mystery? You never know who might get hooked on these stories, just like you did. Now, I want to hear from you. Your voice matters here, and your opinions help shape the direction of this channel. In the comments below, let me know what you think. Should the next video be about the tragic and controversial story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370? This was a flight that captured the world's attention for all the wrong reasons. A commercial airliner shot down in the middle of a conflict zone, with devastating consequences for everyone on board and their families. The investigation that followed was one of the most complex in aviation history, involving multiple countries, political intrigue, and a search for justice that continues to this day. If you want to dive into the details of what happened, explore the evidence, and try to make sense of the unanswered questions, let me know in the comments. Your feedback will help me decide whether to tackle this challenging and important story next. Or are you more interested in the mystery of Egypt Air Flight 990? This is another case that has baffled investigators and aviation experts for years. Was it a tragic accident, or was there something more sinister at play? The official reports have left many people unsatisfied, and the theories about what really happened continue to spark debate among experts and the public alike. If you're fascinated by stories where the truth seems just out of reach, where every answer leads to more questions, then Egypt Air Flight 990 might be the perfect topic for our next deep dive. Let me know which story you want to see covered next, and don't be afraid to suggest other mysteries that you think deserve the spotlight. This channel is all about exploring the unknown, and your suggestions are always welcome. Finally, I want to thank you for being part of this journey. Every view, like, comment, and subscription helps build a community of people who are passionate about understanding the world around us. Together, we can shine a light on the mysteries that have shaped our history, honor the memories of those affected, and maybe, just maybe, find some answers along the way. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Tell me which story you want to see next. The downing of Flight MH370, the enigma of Egypt Air Flight 990, or another mystery that's been on your mind. Your voice matters, and I can't wait to read your thoughts. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the truth is out there, waiting to be discovered.